Good morning. Welcome to morning practice with Olivia on Thursday, January 6th, 4th. It's always good to find oneself a little discombobulated in the morning. It is the 4th of January, not the 6th. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, you see the dawn slowly lighting up the sky outside, and we're here on the last practice of this week, of this first week of the year, Monday to Thursday. I do the practices, so to encourage you to practice yourself on Friday. But whenever and wherever you're finding this, that may or may not be relevant. And I hope the practice that I'm offering today provides some kind of sense of shared space to move and breathe and have some cultivation of awareness. And I'm definitely, as we are in the first week of the year and reflecting on the new year and the resolutions and all of that, definitely in a space, especially as we're coming up nearly on doing morning practice for 3 months. I think I began this around October 13th, so that would be 3 months. October, November. Yeah. And questioning whether or not I should continue. I am so dedicated to doing this, but it really hasn't gained the traction with any participants that I was hoping for. And I'm being really honest here today. Just so if you are enthusiastic about me continuing and happen to catch this video, please let me know. Because I am committed to doing this, and I will definitely be offering it for a good while longer. But it may be that if things don't pick up in terms of participation, that they become ephemera on YouTube, and my yoga practice takes a different offering turn. Though I love morning practice and I love waking up to greet the day together. I feel like the most potent time of the day to sit in meditation, to call awareness into the body, is the morning. The energy is very quiet. It's sort of the cleanest energetic moment of the day. And it's such a great place, wherever we are with the year, with the month, with the moon, it's always a great time to practice some self-love, to check in with yourself, to offer gratitude so that you can begin your day from a more aligned and balanced place, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. So, yeah, if this doesn't continue to operate and yet you're catching this video sometime in the future, I encourage you to explore that for yourself using the tools that I am offering, which there are plenty of my videos to check out and follow. So saying that, we'll come into our practice this morning, really again, just being a week that we've really focused on trusting and surrendering to divine timelines. It's such a interesting thing that I felt really called to talk about, whether or not that I'm struggling with my own doubts about this, and then go right into surrendering and trusting the divine timeline. I feel like we're all being called in this moment, the beginning of 2024, to really do that, to really surrender and trust in the unfolding as it is happening, and know that, and believe that, and hold in our heart that as things unfold, it is divinely and spiritually guided to happen in the best possible way at the best possible time. So I will not pretend that I do not struggle with this myself. I definitely do. I feel like I have been guided to release a lot and also trust a huge amount. And I am having difficulty with that. So if you relate, um, you're in the right place, which is a bit of an oxymoron. If you're struggling with trusting and surrendering, then you're in the right place. Or I'm here to tell you that you're in the right place, and telling that to myself as much as anything. But I do really believe in cultivating a personal morning practice, even if I don't continue to share my own in this format. And as part of that morning practice, the most significant element, which is why I felt called to offer it publicly, is heart awareness and heart activation. And we'll, in a moment, connect to our heart. But I just really invite you, if you're watching this in the future, to always take a moment every day to listen to what your heart is feeling, to listen to anything your heart might have to tell you. And really also just like this profound appreciation on a daily basis for this place in us that manifests its magnificent life force, that keeps us alive, that as we move and breathe and dance and exercise and do whatever we're doing, it just sort of is this kind of meter of life force that works with us and flows with us and changes with our vibration and energy and frequency to match where we are. So saying that, we will come into a heart meditation now, and maybe just a little bit of a longer meditation this morning. We'll see. It'll be very intuitively guided as it is. So finding a nice tall spine, sitting up with your hips propped under something, over something. A prop would go under your hips, a bolster, block, pillow, blankets, or finding a comfortable seat in a chair and just finding your tall spine. Maybe curling your neck a little, seeing what needs to be moved before you can find stillness. And as we find stillness, just noticing how the body is feeling, how the heart is feeling, how the breath and life force is moving around the body. The mind is busy and the mind has got lots of things to say. You can just observe it as if you were the audience to your mind's drama. And you're sitting in a very comfortable, plush seat in a beautiful theater. And on stage before you is all the things going on in your mind. And it's very complex and beautiful and sometimes dramatic, sometimes just very complicated. But you are not in that drama. You are simply watching it from the comfort and ease of your seat in the theater. And it's very interesting, this drama of the mind going on, but you might just close your eyes to the scene on the stage and the voices and the characters, because the seat that you're in is comfortable and you're warm, and all the noise softens and becomes more distant as you close your eyes. And you notice you may bring a hand to your heart center and another hand over top, immediately feeling the contact of the palm of your hand over top the other, and just the immense warmth emanating from your palms, warming the skin on the back of your hand closer to your heart. And that combined field of energy and warmth created by the hands together, holding the heart center, feeling the magnetic resonance between the hands and the heart. And then breathing into that. You notice the beating of your heart. You notice the internal light of your heart. Slowly growing beyond the perimeter of the heart itself, filling the body. Let the body be filled with the light of the heart. And as you are awash with this heart light, this heart love, may bring to mind a situation in the world, or a person, or a group of people, a place of suffering, anywhere that may benefit from the offering of your authentic heart light in this practice, in this moment that you are offering. And infuse that dedication, that offering, with the heart light, so that you are sending compassion, joy, love, positive wishes, kindness. And our heart light just continues to grow as we send it out beyond the perimeter of the body, beyond the perimeter of the room, out, spilling out into your garden, into the streets in front of your building, filling the city, the countryside, wherever you are, your heart light just magnified. And as your heart light encounters the heart light, inevitably, of other humans, there's a sort of reaction of exponential measure, so that the combined light of each of your hearts magnifies the power and strength that you emit when we connect together. And you can just imagine your heart light connecting to all the other amazing human heart lights out there. And in that connection and magnification, we cover the planet with our heart light, our heart power, our heart love. This beautiful, energetic layer of magnified human heart light. Bringing healing, bringing just sweetness to wherever we may be directing it. And we'll take some time in silence as we feel into that. And if the noise on the stage tries to distract you, just know that the curtains have closed on the drama of your mind. Play is over for now. You just are in your comfortable seat, connecting to the light of your heart, the power of your heart, and offering with willingness and intention Let the breath begin to deepen. Let the hands slowly come to the lap. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And another big breath in, another big breath out. And just blinking the eyes open. And in place of pranayama this morning, I'd like to do a little chanting. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be well and good and happy. I'll say a line and you can repeat after me. So I'll say each word and then repeat it. repeat with me, and then I will put 2 words together and repeat. And you can repeat with me. And then all 4 words. So let's begin. Loka, Loka, Samasta, Samasta, Sukhino, Sukhino, Bhavantu, Bhavantu, Loka, Samasta, Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu, Sukhino, Bhavantu, Loka, Samasta, 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 Sukhino, Bhavantu. We'll take it 2 more times. Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu, Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere in the world be free, be happy. So we'll meet on the mat. And if you have some blocks, that would be great, because I'd like to begin after we do our breathing of love and gratitude. We'll get into a supported back bend, which I do often here in the practice, and having 2 blocks is very useful for that. If you don't have 2 blocks, a blanket like these rolled up along the length of the spine is great. And if not that, some sturdy cushions behind the heart center that you can recline over with your shoulders resting off of the pillows. So let's go over to the mat and meet there, and I'll see you there. As we move into January, it's exciting to see the light return, after, it's still dark in the morning, obviously, but when we start, but it's getting lighter, just that slight bit quicker than before. And I always find that exciting, because January can feel a little gray, but I love to observe the morning light, because it tends to feel to me like hope is on the way. Spring is entailed in the growing length of the days. So finding a comfortable seat on your mat, inhaling your arms overhead, hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart, just offering love and gratitude for this body being present in this practice, in this moment, all this body does, all this body offers, how this body sustains. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And inhaling our arms overhead, hands come to prayer and prayer comes to heart. Just offering love and gratitude for all people everywhere. And all you do and all you are, each one of you is essential. And I am so grateful for every single person and every single soul here on this planet doing the best they can. Inhaling, arms overhead, hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart, and it just offering love and gratitude for the planet, for all the planet does to sustain and grow us and keep us safe and well. Inhaling deeply into your heart and exhaling. And then we'll come into a supported back bend or supported heart opener. Using the blocks, your block is going to be on its highest setting here. That's going to be for your underneath your head. And then you'll take a second block on a medium setting that's going to go between your shoulder blades. And then I think everyone should take a blanket to cover themselves with. If you don't have blocks to support you this morning, rolling up a blanket into a long sausage shape and placing it along the length of your spine with the edge of the blanket at the base of your spine is an alternative, or placing just some cushions or pillows behind the heart center so that you can recline comfortably, feeling the heart center lifted, but also supported. Anything that feels uncomfortable, just readjust, even if that just means lying on the mat with no support, but covering yourself with a blanket and bringing awareness to the heart. That's what we're doing here. This particular setup can feel really nice as we go into the day. So you really want that lower block to line up pretty much with the base of your shoulder blades. And then you want the upper block to sit comfortably underneath your head so that it's not tilting, it's not wobbling, everything just feels properly supported. And that may take some adjustment, like I can tell my blocks need adjusting. It's just very slight adjustments so that your blocks are safe, sturdy, and supported, and you can really drop into your supported back bend, letting your shoulder blades fall to either side of the block. Just resting here, feeling the strength of that support behind the heart center, how it feels to have your heart uplifted from behind, to allow the chest to open, the collarbones to broaden, the front body is sort of rolled open by the support of the props. And that can feel quite vulnerable. You should be able to drop in to the sense of support from behind. You might roll your head a little from side to side. Making sure that you're comfortable here, making sure your neck doesn't feel strange and your shoulders are placed in a way that just allows you to relax. Hands can be on your body, they can be at your side. Legs can be in butterfly or just straight out in front of you. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the support behind you. Feeling into the openness of the heart center. How being in this position over an extended period of time brings more blood, more energy into parts of the heart that maybe don't see that much normally. The different position brings a new kind of awareness to the heart center. The support brings a new kind of feeling to the openness of the heart center, allowing the heart center to open and expand in a safe and supported way. The props are holding you, so that heart expansion, that heart opening is completely safe, and you can relax into it, and you can relax everything around your body that might be gripping in the kind of uncomfortability of opening the heart center. It can relax because your heart's supported, your heart is safe. And not only that, you should be able to cover yourself with a blanket, so any feelings of chilliness or even front body vulnerability just are quelled by the weight and covering of a warm blanket. We'll take a few more breaths in this position, just again allowing the shoulders to drop on either side of the props, allowing the weight of the head to really just melt. The body just feeling the support of the heart. And when you're ready, your knees will bend and feet will come to the floor. And just take a moment here, feeling the tailbone, maybe knees slightly side to side, not fully, just very slight. And then you're just gonna roll off the setup to one side into a fetal position on your mat, continuing to cover yourself with a blanket. Feeling cozy here, feeling safe, feeling warm. And just notice how the back of the heart feels. Notice how the heart space itself feels now that you are off of your props. How inhabiting that pose for an extended time sort of leaves an imprint on the body, on the heart space, and how that plays out for you personally. And as you notice that and bring awareness to the rest of your body, we'll begin to make our way back up to a seat. So just using your hands to press in and just let the head roll up slowly and gently. And we'll just move our blanket off to the side for a moment. And bringing our props to the side of the top of the mat. And I'll have us come to hands and knees And let's just do a few cat-cows. Inhaling, lifting the tail, beaming the heart center forward, curling the tail in, rounding the back, pushing up between shoulder blades, which might feel really nice, especially after that extended heart opener. Just again, just all this increased awareness around the different sides of the heart center, whether it's the front, the back, each side. We're cultivating that physical awareness, the physical sensations around the heart, so we can listen more deeply. We can feel it when our heart is telling us, giving us information. And then, take intuitive movement around your cat-cow. I'm actually going to have your hips wide, and then we'll take a couple hip circles, just leaning back into the right hip, coming to the left, and then coming forward. And just take a few rounds of hip circles to the right. And then go to the left, leaning back into the left hip, round, leaning back and around. Hip circles to the left. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine, aligning your knees again about hip width, reaching the right arm up, feeling the extension, maybe waving your right hand, and then threading the right hand underneath the left so that the right shoulder and the right side of the head rests on your mat. Just doing a simple shoulder stretch here. You may play a little bit with movement just to see how, if you change the slight emphasis here and there, how that feedback changes the quality of the stretch. And coming back to your hands and knees. And then we'll lift the left arm up, feeling the openness of the chest. Maybe wave your left hand a little bit. And then bring it underneath, threading the needle, threading the left arm underneath the right, letting the left shoulder come down the left side of the head. And again, just bringing a little movement to that physical arrangement, just seeing how, as you play with different points of contact, how it increases or decreases the stretch on the back of the shoulder. And then pressing up into your tabletop again. And we'll extend the left leg back, letting the leg roll down. You may kick out your right shin for support and just reaching your arm overhead. Nice side body stretch here. And that'll come down. Right leg reaches back, heel spins down, the left shin can kick out, and reaching the left arm overhead for a nice side body stretch from the edge of your right foot to your right fingertips. And down. And then we'll have our knees wide, toes touch, just come back into a brief child's pose and just roll the hips here. Feeling around the sacrum, feeling around the back of the heart. And then we'll press up to a tabletop again and into a downward dog, very gentle, really just walking the dog from side to side, bending into one knee, bending into the other, feeling the tailbone lift.
Bending the knees, looking forward, and just walking to the top of the mat very gently into a very gentle forward fold. Knees are bent generously, letting the torso drape on the knees. Feeling the lower back expand as we deepen into our fold. Oh. Rolling up to standing.
We're going to just reach our arms overhead here, take a nice stretch to the right side, stretch to the left side. Really, maybe do 1 circle, 2 circles, and 3, and then go the other way. 1 circle, 2 circles, 3. And then I'm going to have us come down to the mat again and have a seat here on the mat. We're going to do a supported bridge pose. So I would have your block on its lowest, widest setting. You can have it higher if you want, if you feel like you want more opening from behind the sacrum. If you don't have blocks to use as support for a supported bridge, then I would just do 3 bridges in succession, giving yourself time giving yourself time to rest in between. So we'll come to our back. And your hips are hip width, your knees point up, and then you're just pressing into your feet. If you're just coming into a bridge, this is just a simple bridge, allowing the hips to lift, the sternum reaching towards the chin. And if you're taking the restorative one, which is what I would recommend and what we're doing today in practice, you just place that low block underneath the sacrum, allowing your hips to rest. And you may allow your hands to come to your body if you're lucky and have a nice pouch like I do. You can tuck your hands into your pouch and feel like a kangaroo, which is always lovely. If you're just taking bridge, just take 3 bridges and then rest in between each one, either letting the knees knock in or splay out into a butterfly. And as you're here in supported bridge, really letting the weight of the sacrum, of the lower spine, just really almost merge with the block, like it's becoming the block. That succulent quality of relaxation that we get to feel here. And you may want to extend one leg down, and you may extend the other leg down. Really just allowing that, again, we're supporting the body from behind in a different position. So this time you might notice the back of the heart center where we were previously having blocks and support now is like contacting the ground. It's melting into the ground. But through that new awareness you cultivated during the supported heart opener, the back of the heart center may feel different because it's had all that support and all that different energy there earlier. So as you relax into your hips, notice how the back of your heart feels in contact with the ground, how the back of the heart center, the back of the shoulders, how everything's just pouring into the ground, how that feels. And as you allow yourself to deepen into that, notice how it affects the rest of your body, relaxing over the block as your sacrum is supported from behind. How much can you really relax into this so that you're truly letting go? You're letting go of the space behind your heart center, which in turn leads to a letting go of the hips, which in turn leads to a general letting go across the physical body. And we just pour our weight into that block and allow all the muscles around the sacrum to just relax into the block. There's nothing here to be held. It should not feel tense. It should not feel stressed. You should just feel safe and supported in that vulnerable base of your spine. Everything is just being held. Notice how your body feels, how your hips feel, how your legs feel. Unclench the jaw. And you might want to place some weight, bringing your knees back to bending, feet flat on the floor. And just feel that for a moment before we lift into the legs and take the block out. From here, we'll take the right ankle over the left knee and bring the knee in towards the chest. You can hold on either behind the thigh, the left thigh, or hold on to the left knee, really actively pressing the right elbow into the right thigh as you draw the left knee in, feeling the length of the spine along the mat, really getting that tailbone to lie flat on the mat as you bring in your legs towards the body. And then you can release that, pressing into the left foot. You're going to lift the hips slightly, just bringing them to the right slightly, and then letting the whole thing, the legs, the right ankle will stay on the left knee, and everything just falls to the left so that the right foot is on the floor, the knee is still pointing up, and the left leg is on the floor. And then you're going to take your left hand into the right thigh, and then extend your right arm and just place a little bit of pressure on that right thigh with the left hand. And notice how that feels in the lower back as you take the stretch. How does the back of the heart feel? The back of the pelvis? Are you gripping? Can you relax? Letting the head roll back to center, and then bring our legs up again, uncrossing them, resetting the feet so that they're parallel, and bringing the left foot on top of the right knee, the left ankle, that is, right on top of the right knee, finding your comfort in that, and then bringing your right knee towards the body as your left elbow presses into that left thigh. You can also hold the front of the left knee, or the right knee here, sorry. Right thigh being held by the hands, or right knee being held by the hands. Left elbow pressing into the left thigh as you bring your legs forward. Again, really feeling the length of the spine along the mat, feeling the length of the tailbone. And then letting that go. Again, pressing into the right foot, just moving the hips slightly to the left and letting the whole setup fall as is. Oh, it went right onto my block to the right. And then as you find your position here, your right hand is going to press into your left thigh just ever so slightly as you extend your left arm out and your gaze. And as you press into that left thigh, notice any sort of sensation, any sort of adjustment that's made around the lower back, maybe around the SI joint. We're getting a good little SI adjustment in. If you have lower back stuff, anything around the SI joint, this is such a great way of passively tending to that. Again, really noticing if you're gripping anywhere, especially in the lower back. Are you gripping in your jaw? And just letting it go, trying to feel the body relax. The only thing that should be efforting is a little bit of effort from your right hand into the left thigh. Everything else should just feel passive and effortless. And then you'll just gently let that go. Come back to center, feet on the ground. And then you're just gonna roll to the side, pressing yourself up. We'll do a straddle forward fold. Bringing your legs wide, feeling any flesh removed from underneath the sit bones. And then we're gonna fold forward to any extent. If you don't feel flexible here, but you'd like to come forward and really rest, having a block underneath your forehead can feel really good. Just allowing the weight of the body to fall in. The forehead is supported by the block. If this is still too low, I would take 2 blocks. In a way that feels really supported. So it might be 2 blocks like this. If it's really, really quite challenging to access any mobility here, you can take 2 blocks like that, but make sure it's stable so that you feel supported. Make sure the angle is correct. So we're taking a forward fold here to whatever degree, allowing yourself to come down with a straight spine and just relax your head into your support, whether it's a block, 2 blocks, the floor, letting go and just melting any thought, any noise from the mind, fluctuation, distraction is carried out on a vortex of pure silver water pouring from the third eye deep into the earth. That beautiful clearing vortex of water just going deep, deep like a silver thread down into the earth below you, and that current of water carrying any noise, distraction, fluctuation of the mind, all washed away, carried out on this current, this beautiful vortex. When you're ready, you're going to press up and you're going to come into Shavasana. So just lying back on the mat, letting everything go, covering yourself with a blanket, covering yourself with anything that feels comfortable, taking support under your neck. If you're lucky enough to have an eye pillow nearby, that can feel good. You might want to take a full body stretch when you get down, and then arms will be at the side, palms facing up, letting the lower back relax into the mat, very much like we let it relax onto the block earlier. Taking the awareness through all of your body. Where are you holding? Where are you gripping? And letting go. letting the jaw be soft, letting the muscles around the eyeballs soften and relax, letting the eyeballs recede back into the head. Shoulder girdles relaxed. Area between the shoulder blades ungrips and lets go. The pelvis lets go. Quads, the hamstrings, the hip flexors all have minute releases so that everything softens. The fingers soften, the back of the head, neck. Feeling the movement of air across the skin, bringing the awareness of very subtle movement back into the body as you deepen the breath, feeling the breath circulate through the body. Taking a big breath in and a big breath out. Maybe bringing some gentle movement to the fingers and the toes. And then slowly, as the body begins to reanimate with movement and energy, making your way to one side in fetal position and just rest there for a moment. How does your body feel? Back of the pelvis, the back of the heart center. And then slowly pushing up to a seat, keeping the eyes closed or the focus very soft. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. 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 Let's take a breath in together and we will exhale together. Ah. And then inhale to Om. May all beings everywhere in the world be happy and free. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for sharing your energy in your morning practice or whatever time that you're practicing. It is so amazing to have you here. And I thank you for joining me on this journey. Have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are. Enjoy that beautiful light as it increases as we go forward into the new year. And I'll see you next week, I hope. Take care, everybody. Have a beautiful weekend.